What's going on, everybody? Today we are starting Yes Tormato. All right, some of you have wanted me to get to this album, and we're here. Wow, ninth studio album, Yes, 1978. Their last album with John Anderson and Rick Wakeman before their departure from the group in 1980 after touring their previous album, Going for the One, which I've listened to now a couple of times because I think it's great. Yeah, awesome. Love that. The title track, that's probably one of my favorite songs of theirs. Probably is. Band entered rehearsals in London to record a follow-up, or maybe I'm just like on it right now or something. Probably. But yeah, to me, that song is freaking awesome. It's awesome. Album was affected by various problems such as internal disputes over the direction of the music and artwork and the departure of engineer Eddie Offord early into the sessions. So they brought him, because he didn't do the last album, so they brought him back and had issues with him again. Why did they bring him back? They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have brought him back. Resulting in the group producing the album themselves. Yeah, they shouldn't have brought him back. They shouldn't have done that. They should have just dropped him at Relayer. Bye. Album received mixed response from critics, but became a commercial success. That's interesting, okay. Reached number 8. So it's kind of like I was going to say Time Stand Still, but I mean that Hold Your Fire. I mean the album. So it's like Hold Your Fire. Maybe. Potentially. I don't know. Reached number 8, number 10 in the US, where it became the band's fastest selling album and reached platinum within 2 months of releasing. Release, and Don't Kill the Whale were released as singles. Okay. Band's 1978-79 tour was the first with concerts performed in the round on a central revolving stage. Okay. 1977. Wrapped their tour, Europe and England, Going for the One. The album marked a return to commercial success after it went to number 1 in the UK for 2 weeks and spawned the single Wondrous Stories. 84-date tour considered taxing on the group, and they took a short break at its conclusion. Reconvened at Sound Associates in Bayswater, London in mid-February 78 to write and rehearse material for a new studio album. Majority of the songs on Tormato were written during sound checks and rehearsals on the 77 tour, as the group decided to develop fresh ideas rather than using older material. Original plan was for Yes to release Tormato in 2 parts, the first put out in July 78 and the second by Christmas. Second release was to be completed in Barbados, but this never happened and a single album was released instead. Album's original working title was 11th Illusion, a reference to the band's desire to base their live stage sets around illusions. Okay. Recorded from February to June. Band's first recorded in 2 different London studios, Advision and Rack Studios in Regent's Park. Okay, initially they were split where the recording should take place. Howe and Squire wished to stay in London and suggested somewhere warm and comfortable and easy, while others preferred to return to Switzerland, where they did Going for the One. The early studio sessions saw the return of Eddie Offord working with the band as their engineer and producer since Relayer, but his involvement came to an end soon after. Left without a producer, the band decided to produce and mix the album themselves and hired Jeff Young and Nigel Lubby, who had assisted with the production of Going for the One, as engineers. There you go. This way of working caused internal issues, as Wakeman recalled. No one was afraid to say, well, John, I think you should sing this part. These people are... I don't fully understand. I mean, obviously they have some strong personalities and issues when they're working like this on music or whatever, but I'm like, I don't know. Where in Rush, it was kind of easy for me to just be like, yeah, Geddy's the man. It's Geddy. Alex is just gonna go along with stuff, and Geddy is just like the he's gonna push it all through. No, we're doing it this way. Okay, yeah, I'll listen to you guys, but okay, no, we're doing it this way. Where with these guys, with Yes, I don't fully get. I'm like, is it John Anderson? Who's what is it? I don't know, but it seems like it's like John and Steve Howe. They have their, they write a bit together and stuff like that. And Chris is doing his thing, and Rick Wakeman is just in the back drinking or something. I don't know. Anyways, well, I think you should sing this part. Or Steve, that's a bad guitar part. Yeah, see, to me, those two get lumped together. Tempers got frayed. Howe agreed with the view and believed such tensions affected the album's sound quality and tone as a result. By the end of the recording sessions, Yes had recorded enough material to fit on 1.5 albums. Tormato was released with 9 tracks, the most on a Yes studio album since Fragile. Okay. So it says, although Future Times and Rejoice are linked together, yes. Album features the band playing new instruments that were not used on previous albums. By the time of recording, Wakeman had changed his keyboard rig to incorporate the Polymoog, a polyphonic analog synthesizer, which he said was used mainly for soloing and filling. And the Burotron, yeah, he liked the Burotron, huh? Okay, that's another drinking joke, sorry. Burotron, a tape replay keyboard which he had co-funded during its development and manufacturing 4 years earlier. Wakeman reduced the number of keyboards he typically used so the tracks could relate to each other, thus creating an album that flowed a bit more. In one incident, the band laid a prank on Wakeman, which, while he was on a break, by replacing the Burotron cartridges with a tape of Seals and Crofts. Howe said when he pressed the keys, he went, "What the hell is this?" and got quite cross, to the point that he walked out of the studio afterwards. He can't take a joke. 1979, Wakeman looked back on the album and said he got it 60% right, 40% wrong, and wished he had played things differently. One of Howe's criticisms of Tormato was that the Polymoog and Burotron did not complement his guitar sound, and noted they often cancel each other out. Squire felt, we've talked about that in terms of just kind of masking, right? Like cover, like just sonically and like recording wise, just things living in the same place, and it makes it kind of like muddies up the sound, right? If instruments are living in the same place sonically, right? Squire felt as if Wakeman and Howe tried to play more notes than the other in a single bar, which was caused after Anderson would put down basic chords on acoustic guitar and then take it out of the mix, leaving gaps in the music. In 2013, engineer and producer Brian Cahew, who has worked on the remastering of other Yes albums, explained that the album sounds thin, flat, and terrible. He said that Offered usually incorporated Dolby A, a type of Dolby noise reduction system, in his production work, but upon examination of the original tapes, Cahew could not locate any sign that Dolby A was used. After applying Dolby A to the tapes, Cahew said everything except for some of the later overdubs sounded amazing. Cahew then realized that the engineers who replaced Offered may not have known that the Dolby reduction had in fact been used. Okay. Howe picked out Madrigal, Release, and On the Silent Wings of Freedom as the tracks he liked best. Howe has been quoted as saying that none of the band could possibly remember how to play most of the songs on the album. He confirmed this in his 2021 memoir, All My Yesterdays, noting that Yes has not performed much from Tormato since the ensuing tour, and even then some songs from the album proved unworkable. On the Silent Wings of Freedom was actually often tried at tour rehearsals, but it would just fall apart. Future Times Rejoice was similarly unsuccessful, he recalls. Howe attributes this failure to the songs bringing back memories of the emotions their recording aroused. The improvised sections didn't gel, and the song somehow didn't sit comfortably enough. Okay, we're going to just get to the first track, which is Future Times Rejoice. Anderson wrote the music and lyrics to Future Times Rejoice and said his words are more explicit in meaning than his usual style. It features Squire playing bass with a Mutron pedal effect. Okay, which, you know, most people would think of like, or at least as a bass player, you would think of like Bootsy Collins, Parliament Funkadelic, you know, in terms of like Mutron, right? Who are other famous like Mutron bass players? It's an envelope filter, similar to like a wah or like an auto wah or things like that. Doesn't specifically say. World's first envelope controlled filter quickly became an essential effect for many funk musicians. Yeah. Let me just look up, just out of my own curiosity, Mutron bass players. Let's see what they say. Yeah, here it is. The Mutron 3. Without it, there ain't no Bootsy. Yeah, I mean, you know, there you go. Oh, here's a list. Larry Coryell, Bootsy Collins, Jerry Garcia, yeah. Chris Squire, Stevie Wonder, who used it on Higher Ground. There you go. But yeah, I mean, Bootsy just comes to mind immediately first. All right, let's get into this song. Future Times Rejoice. Here it is. Bam. break is very punchy, but it's like, feels like it's more high mids, like mid-rangey than like low end. That's all. And the bass is a low end, you know? Okay. Kind of almost feel like I need to hear it again already. I'm just like, yeah, I feel like I need to hear it again. Not because I'm like, oh, that's awesome, you know, not in that kind of way. Just because I'm like, okay, what's going on here? The song didn't really catch me. There was no parts where I was like, you know, I mean, you could tell, right? There's no parts where I was like, wow, this is cool. Oh, I like this. Oh, yeah, all right. Mostly I'm just like hearing it, kind of analyzing it, you know, in my way or whatever. Just, okay, all right, just listening to it. Okay, what's going on? Where are things? What do they sound like? Kind of what are the tones? What are, you know, what's happening? Just listening to the music. Okay, nothing. It's a lot of snare, you know, like immediately it's just like a lot of snare work, and hearing the kind of tone of the snare, then catching the kick drum. Okay, the kick drum isn't like, there's no like super low end kind of stuff. There's no subby stuff. There's nothing like that. It's all kind of like in the mid range. I mean, the kick has a little bit of, you know, hit to it, but it's very kind of like tight. The keys are big. Yeah, the keys are big. That's true. I didn't feel like they were specifically in the way of the guitar, but they were pretty all-encompassing. They were like everywhere. They filled the track, I would say. Yeah, so maybe at some point that becomes an issue or something like that, which to me that has to do with probably like either tone, you know, the sound potentially, and or a register, but maybe more so tone, like what sound you're using. I don't know. That wasn't a big deal to me, and I didn't have a problem with the Mutron either. With Chris Squire's bass sound, I didn't think it didn't work. It wasn't that big a deal to me. I thought it was fine. Yeah. Overall, I just felt like this was fine. It wasn't like the last album opener. Last album opener really caught you. This didn't catch me. Just didn't catch me. So there we have it. We'll see. Okay, up next is Don't Kill the Whale, which I think was a single, right? Was Future Times Rejoice a single? I don't remember. But I know Don't Kill the Whale, yeah, was a single. Anyways, that's what's up next. Catch you on later.